Hello, everybody, and I'm here today to teach you a little bit, show an example of how to use estimations to figure out the sum and difference of numbers. So this example problem that we have right here, it's number 12 from the book that I have, and basically they want us to round using the leftmost digit and then to find the sum or the difference of the problem. So the first one is 12a, and it's 478 plus 631. Now the leftmost digit for these is the 4 and the 6. Now when you're estimating, you want to look at the digit to the very right of it. So for the 400, the next digit is 7. And for 600, the next digit is 3. Now the rules of rounding apply here, so if it's 5 and up, you round up, and if it's 4 below, you round down. So for the very first one, as you see right over here, it's 478. So it would be rounded up to 500. And the other one, 631, since the digit next to, or to the right of the leftmost digit, is a 3, you would round it down. So that would be 600. And then it's simple math from there. 500 plus 600 is 1,100. Now, B is much the same way. As soon as you get this down, all these should be fairly simple. So the rightmost digit of the first number is 7, and the digit right next to it is an 8, so you round up. 700 rounded up would be 800. And then 346. Now, you have to remember to only use the digit to the immediate right, because as you can see, 46, well, 6 can round the 4 up to a 5. The 5 would round 3 up to a 4. But that's not how it works. You have to only look at the number to the direct right. So this would actually be 300, which means that the grand total would be, once again, 1,100. Now we get into subtraction. Even though the signs change, it's the same exact process. So we look at the first digit, which is 6. Number to the immediate right is 7, so we'd round up. 600 round up is 700. And then we have 431, so 4, and then the digit right next to it is a 3, which means that we'd be rounding down. So this one is 400, meaning that our total would be 300. Note these are all estimations. Normally you use this just so you have an idea of where, if you have in the ballpark range. Some other problems will ask for the estimated and then the actual. This question is only asking for the estimation. Now for D, now we're getting to multiplication. Even though it's multiplication, it's still the exact same process. So we have 257, so 2, digit right next to 5, so we round up, so that's 300. And then we have 364, 3 and the digit right next to it is a 6, so once again, we round up to 400. And then all you do is you would pull out your calculator if you need it, or this is some fairly basic math, but you do 300 times 400, and you would get 120,000. There you go. Now we got even larger digits. Now we got 3 digits. Now we got 4-digit and 2-digit numbers. Still the same process. So we have 7,403. So look at the 7, digit right next to it is a 4, so we round down, so that's 7,000. And then we have 28, so 2, the digit right next to it is an 8, so we round up to 30. And then once again, you would just punch this into your calculator if you need to, or just simple mental math, and you would get 210,000. Now we have division, different sign, same process. So for this one, it's 28,329. So it's 2, the digit right next to it is an 8, which means we round that up to 30,000. And then we have 43, 4, and the digit right next to it is a 3, so we round down to 40. And then once again, you just type this into your calculator or do any kind of mental math. And the answer is 750. And for the last question, once again, just different numbers, same process. Look at the 7, digit right next to is a 1, so we round down. So that's 70,000. And then we have 824, 8, and the digit right next to is a 2. So we round down once again to 800. And then type it into a calculator or however you need to do it. And you figure out that the answer is 87.5. There you go. Now you've done a bunch of examples. You've done 7 examples for rounding. And as you can see, it's very simple and it gives you a good idea if you're in the ballpark. If you're not sure if you did the calculations correctly, this is a good way to kind of get a rough look at it. This is obviously not the most consistent using just the leftmost, as normally you'd rather estimate. So, like, for example, with G, with the 71,900, it might be easier to just make it 72,000 instead of taking off 19,000 or 1,900. So this is not the best method, but it gives you a ballpark estimate, so you have something to compare your answer to. And there you go. That is question number 12 on section 3.4 of mathematical reasoning for elementary school, or for elementary teaching. There you go. Congratulations, now you know how to do rounding.